Welcome to the Joyful Noize Show. I never know. We need a guy that says action.
Wow. I was like, already falling apart, Lord.
Oh, it's okay, though. It's the Joyful Noize Show. We can do what we want to.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Sitting here with Donovan from Shatter, and he just got off stage, and he's sweating.
Man, it's warm up there, believe it or not.
This is an indoor festival.
It's a vegetable festival.
We've had
heat strokes.
Heat strokes.
That's what we've been having heat strokes.
We're actually in the First United Methodist Church. I would say this is the fellowship hall or basement or the basement or something, where the merch tables are for the bands. And it is a little tad warm down here, I guess, but
it's just
beats outside.
I mean, 110, man. Like, I had cookies made inside a car the other day. Like, they baked inside a car.
Really?
Yeah, you can do it now. It's online. NBC 5 was showing how you can make like ground pizza and car cookies, and I was just thinking, it got to be something like very unsanitary about both of those, both of those things. I have Freon chocolate chip cookies and asphalt pizza.
Asphalt pizza.
This is gross.
It has been hot here lately, but man, speaking of hot, you guys are just rocking out, man.
Man, we're trying to, we're just trying to stay with it. It's hard, man. It's so hard. When you're doing music for the kingdom and not for yourself, and you have to daily take out the worldly equation of where is this going to get me, where can I get myself, I have a family, how am I going to pay for this, how am I going to pay for this? When you die to that and just say, you know what, I'm going to take a leap of faith on this and I'm trusting you, it's a daily thing for us, we're just, it's so, I mean, man, I believe very, very strongly that we're living in a time right now where unless you can just totally and completely, completely just shut off the world, which none of us can, we live in a world of distractions. Like, all these commercials, everything you see, it's about the new iPhone, the new iPod, the new whatever. Like, we're getting away. Like, I find myself, like, my wife got me an iPhone 4 as a present, and I was so excited, but I found myself playing Angry Birds on my phone more than I have found myself getting my daily bread, man.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, try being a non-believer, Like, that, as a believer, I'm telling you that. And, like, with what we're doing, man, it's a marathon. You have to trust that your provision and that your fulfillment comes from Him and not the world.
Yeah.
And just this last week, we went through a thing with the band where we thought this thing was gonna happen with this. This guy was gonna go, "Hey, we'll do this," and blah blah blah. To paraphrase, that's how we talk too. Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Johnny Vegas. I don't know. He told us all this stuff, and we were real excited, and then it turned out to be a whole bogus thing. And we were like, you know what? Like, there's people that are afraid to go to sleep at night. Like, children are afraid to go to sleep at night because they're afraid of what their dad's gonna do when he comes in the room. There's people whose parents are getting divorced. There's people whose lives are being torn apart by the enemy, and we're upset because this guy that was trying to promote something didn't work out. It's just like, where's our heart? Where's our mind? Where are we in this? Man, it's just a marathon, man. You're catching me at a moment where we're just taking in this last week of events, and we're just having to remind ourselves, man, God, you have us, and we're doing this for you. These songs aren't for us. And coming, out of a life of addiction and a life of servitude to the world, it's, for me especially, man, I mean, the enemy's been just pounding, but dude, God's good.
He's awesome.
He's so awesome.
You're not alone, man.
I'm just like, you asked me one question, I talked for 8 minutes straight. So
that's good. Blake Porter's got
your favorite color?
About 9 minutes.
Mine's green.
No, but seriously, man. I mean, there's a lot going on in not only in our lives, materialistically, I guess, economically, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But spiritually too, it gets tough. You're right. You know, and yeah, there are a lot of distractions. There's a lot of reasons to get depressed and discouraged and everything like that. But I think that being honest and being truthful about it and saying, you know what, this is where I'm at and this is what's happened, uplifts another guy. You know, because then you get that, wow, I'm not the only one kind of feeling, you know, and then that, in a way, it's weird, but it does work as an encouragement, because there are times that we feel like we are the only ones that are struggling or going through divorces or going through you know, job loss or whatever, an addiction, whatever it is, man, that we're by ourselves and we're in this world all by ourselves. Everybody else is getting it good, and that's not the truth at all. And so when somebody would come to me and give me like you did just now, just an honest testimony of being real, that in itself is worth more than if you would have sat here and everything's good, dude, and we're rocking, you know, we're on the road, you know, because a lot of that's superficial, you know, because I know the real deal, what's going on, you know, and all these bands are struggling to stay alive to begin with. They've got, a lot of them got families at home.
Oh yeah, I just had a baby, or I didn't have a baby. That would have been peculiar. My wife had a baby though, like, 2 months ago, and I mean,
well, congratulations.
Oh dude, he's amazing, best thing in the world. And but it's totally changed this whole perspective of like, wow, I have such a responsibility. Yeah. And it's not like, you know, I mean, it's just a responsibility of, I want you to be a man of integrity. I want you to be an honest person. I want you to be kind, compassionate. It's like all this responsibility to like trust that you're doing the right thing, and there's also this fear of, is he breathing? Like, hey, he ate that. Is that okay? Do we need to go to the hospital right now and get his stuff?
I panicked a couple of times. So
I mean, everybody's saying first baby.
I actually pulled up into the emergency room one night and just ran through there. My baby ain't breathing. Oh Lord. You know, and it was just because he had snot and swallowed and choking on it, and I just could have sucked it out of him to begin with. But no, I had to have the whole dramatic scene. Anyways, back to Shatter Me.
Shatter Me. Babies and Not. That's where we're at.
Back to Shatter
That's what we're naming our album. We have an EP coming out. Back to Shatter Me. We have a new lineup. You know, we've had some changes, and
I noticed that bass player,
Gino, he's killing it, right?
Yeah,
he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a really long time.
He looks so familiar to me. Who's he played with?
He played with a band called Before the Fall. They were a band, based out of here in Dallas, but they did a lot of touring. They toured for about 4 years, released 3 albums. Great band, excellent band. Actually, you can find them on iTunes, and if you want to download their stuff. But he left that band. He was sharing with me. It was really weird how God worked this out. Like, he's my friend that I love more than anything in the world. I know more. You know, we just click. We just get each other. And he was sharing with me, just like, man, you know, I quit the band. I'm out of the band. You know, I'm trying to just, I don't know. I just felt like it was time to put it down. You know, because I felt like I was forcing it. And it's like, man, you're so, because he's a singer. That's actually his thing. Like, he's a singer. He's not even a bass player. Like, and about, you know, I was like, man, I'll be praying for you, know, whatever. We just, you know, had our conversation, and then a few months later, it worked out where our bass player he was wanting to move in a different direction, just with himself. Like, he kind of had decided that the performance aspect and all of that for him, like, while, you know, he loved performing and stuff, he was really more into like the technical side. Like, he was just like, you know, guys, this is fun, but I really like being around my family. And I really like, you know, I don't know how much I can really you know, come into this. And it wasn't one of those things where, like, you know, it wasn't a bad thing. Yeah, like, he comes on the road with us sometimes and helps tech our thing. Like, we're all very close. But Gino being in the band as a new addition, you know, it's changed our whole. It's weird. It's unlocked a lot of different possibilities music for us. Like, we, you know, our kind of our shtick, our thing that, you know, is the big breakdowns and the real, like a Red type, you know, feel. And now we're kind of simplifying a little bit of that, the big breakdowns, doing more melodic, and then bring it big. You know what I mean? Cool. Tell a story, and then and that this new EP that we have coming out, which is Taking Back the City of Angels, is what we're calling it. Like, it's going to be it's going to be a lot different. Shatter Me fans, it's a totally different thing. I think I'm right. This is Trevor from Fight the Fade. You can't see him. He's the invisible man. I think I sent you a track off it to listen to, or Ryan may have. I know I sent Tyler one. And now I feel like I've dug myself in the hole because I have to send you one now, and I'm still talking.
I think you forgot me, and I don't have one, and I'd be playing it.
It's just, I mean, with Shatter Me over the last few years, you know, me coming in as a new vocalist, it's a totally, you know, that in itself was a big change, and now musically we're just moving in a still big, still heavy breakdowns, and we're still gonna bring it, but it's just a different direction. I can't really describe it, but I'm really excited for people to hear it. So.
Cool. That's great. Well, we've been playing Breathe on the Joyful Noise show pretty heavily on our Sunday morning stream worship show.
Appreciate that.
And yeah, it's going over pretty good, man. But we are excited to play some new stuff, so that's cool.
We'll get it to you, man. As soon as we get it, we have tentative release. November, maybe a Christmas deal, but good deal.
Man, thank you so much for hanging out and
talking to me about babies and
snot. Cool. Hey, this is JoJo right here for Noise Show, right here on jnzradio.com.